Welcome inside the latest edition of Trailblazer Weekly. I'm Hayden Peterson.
And I'm Shelby, filling in for Keric today as he travels home with the basketball teams from their California road trips.
There's no time to waste, so let's get started. Trailblazer Weekly starts now.
The women's basketball teams played here last Wednesday at home before traveling to Southern California for 2 games over the long weekend.
The Trailblazers would fall at home to Dominican 72-63. The three-point shot kept Dixie close early as they went into the half with a 2-point lead, 33-31. The second half, however, they cooled off from downtown, and Sandra Ikiora for the Penguins got going. She ended with a game-high 34 points, going 10 for 14 from the charity stripe. Allie Franks led the way for Dixie, grabbing her first collegiate double-double with 15 points and 14 rebounds. Maddie Ventling also had 15 points for the Trailblazers, but in the end, Dominican proved just too much for the Trailblazers.
Now to the road. First stop was at Point Loma. The Trailblazers jumped out to a quick lead with back-to-back-to-back triples by Ventling and Gonzalez. Point Loma answered back with an 8 in a run of their own and never looked back. The final score was 80-47. Gonzalez ended up with her 3rd consecutive double-digit scoring game with 14 points. Tremina Jordan added 10 points of her own.
Dixie State would look to close their road trip on MLK Day against Concordia Irvine. The Trailblazers traded baskets early, but eventually the Eagles ended up with their first quarter lead of 17-6 run to take a 26-13 lead. In the second half, however, Dixie would get as close as 15, but the Eagles answered every run that the Eagles put together with one of their own. The shooting woes continued for the Trailblazers as they fall to Concordia 77-56. Ventling had 11 points to lead DSU scoring, and Cassidy Carrillo finished with a career-high 10 points.
The Trailblazers are now 2-9 in Pac West play. They return to Burns Arena to start a 5-game homestand against Azusa Pacific this Saturday at 5 p.m. To men's basketball now, still sitting on top of the Pac West Conference, the men's welcomed the Penguins of Dominican on Wednesday of last week and came away with a win. Our TV crews was there, so please take a look at some of the action.
Early on, it was the Trevor Hill show. Trevor Hill taking over on offense and as well as defense. 2 quick blocks to get going. He tied his career high with 3 in this game. As you see here, he gets a breakaway on a steal, and he's going to get to the free throw line and finish with the hammer. Throws it down. The energy of the bench would come up next. Daylor Youngblood drives baseline, drops to Quincy Matthews. Quincy goes up and gets the layup. In the second half, Brandon Sinister knocked down a couple shots at the end of the shot clock, just like that leaner there. And then the quick passing and ball movement for Dixie State would lead and help put the game away. A Marcus Bradley defensive play at the end of the game really put the final nail in the coffin for the Trailblazers. The whole game was a defensive battle, but Dixie would pull away from the Penguins with a great ball movement and that jumper that we showed there from Ryan Sinister at the end of the shot clock. Trev Hill led the way for the Trailblazers with 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and that career-tying 3 blocks. We got a good look at a couple of those. Simster added 12 points of his own and dished out 6 assists to lead the way. The bench played good. The bench play of Daylor Youngblood was praised by Coach Judkins after the game, as he and the rest of the bench players added energy and 30 points of their own.
The road trip began at Point Loma on Saturday. This hard-fought Pac West battle would go down to the wire. The Sea Lions jumped out to a quick start with a 15-6 run, but the Trailblazers didn't go away. They responded with a 15-2 run of their own and took the lead at 36-33. The halftime score was 38-36 in favor of the Trailblazers. The second half was back and forth all the way to the last seconds of the game. The Trailblazers had two costly turnovers late in the second half that would allow the Sea Lions to come away with the 68-64 win in the second matchup of the two teams. The loss would drop Dixie from top spot of the conference to 3rd place behind Hawaii Pacific and Cal Baptist.
However, the road trip wasn't over yet. The Trailblazers had looked to bounce back against the Eagles of Concordia, needing a win to stay in contention for the Pac West title. The Trailblazers came out a little flat, falling behind early 14-6, but they stayed determined. They turned up the defense, and Marcus Bradley's energy helped DSU to climb back within 6 points before going into half. Dixie State took its first lead of the game with 2.5 minutes remaining in the game. The defense once again turned up the pressure, forcing 2 shot clock violations and only giving up 6 points in the final 3 minutes. The struggles were non-existent from the free throw line as they calmly knocked down 8 of 10 to ice away the game and sneak away with a huge 67-64 win. Trevor Hill had 12 of his 16 points in the second half alone, and Zach Hunter had 10 points that really drove the second half comeback for the Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers are now sitting third place with a 9-2 conference record. They return home to Burns Arena for a 5-game homestand with Azusa Pacific on Saturday night at 7:30. Pack the Burns and support our Trailblazers.
We'll step aside from the hardwood for a quick Trailblazer timeout, and when we return, we'll dive into the water with the women's swim team and take a look ahead of the upcoming week in Trailblazer athletics. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
and me
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
How you doing, Southern Utah? It's a good day to be alive in the STG.
I'd have been going nuts.
You would have lost your mind!
I could not believe he didn't even shake there. He gave him the finger, Devin. No!
Southern Utah's home for the best in sports includes local Region 9 high school games, Dixie State University, the NBA's new look, Utah Jazz, plus the best of the National Football League with the worldwide presence of ESPN to the Devin Dixon Show every afternoon from 4 to 6.
Welcome back inside Trailblazer Weekly with Hayden and Shelby. We said we would dive right in with the Trailblazer swimmers. So, Shelby, how did it go?
The swim team took their own trip to Southern California to get out of the cold weather. The Lions Cup Invitational was the destination of their choice. The swimmers would finish fourth with 25 new personal and season best marks. They finished just 12 points behind third place behind Alaska Fairbanks. Freshman Audrey Parrish posted a pair of top 4 showings in the 100 free and the 50 free. Another pair of freshmen, Kayla Greer and Grace Kroll, finished second and third respectively in the 200 backstroke. Overall, a great weekend for the swimmers. They will look to continue their success on Friday, January 20th in a dual meet against Mills College in Oakland, California.
Well, it's time to take a look ahead now at the next week in Trailblazer athletics. Not much to talk about during the week, but the weekend is going to be busy. The swimmers go back to back on Friday and Saturday, first Mills College and then to UC Santa Cruz. As we mentioned earlier in the week, the basketball teams will be in action on Saturday starting at 5 p.m.
Again, big games for both basketball teams on Saturday. Come out and help pack the Burns to show your support for our great student athletes and coaches.
That will do for today's show. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can catch all episodes of Trailblazer Weekly on demand at southernutahlive.com and on the DSU Athletics YouTube page.
Enjoy your week. We'll see you next time on Trailblazer Weekly.